Ladies, gentlemen, and my non-binary folk out there, my name is Carlos Rodriguez, your doctor recommended dose of nerdiness, aka your Nerdy Day. And I'm here with our final episode of Point in Progress Game of the Year 2025. I can't wait for you guys to see our list. Hopefully you've been tuning in throughout the week and past after this, whenever these are evergreen episodes. So hopefully you are checking them out. But for now, let's get into my top 5. Number 5. I feel like every year I do one of these, I have some off-the-wall, quote-unquote, old game on here. And while Super Mario Odyssey is not an old game by any means, we are talking about it because I beat it in the year that the Switch 2 released, 8 years after its initial release. But what can I say? Great game is great, and that's why we have backlogs of games. Odyssey is the closest I've felt to playing Super Mario 64 as a child all those years ago. With amazing locales, great villains, and an amazing atmosphere, Odyssey is a must-play for not only Mario fans, but gaming fans in general. Also, special shout out to New Donk City. From beginning to end, that is one of gaming's greatest segments, period. Full stop. Number 4. It seems like this year was all about horror games for me. From my honorable mentions that you'll see later on, and those awesome Remedy games I've been playing over at youtube.com/pointofprogress. This year, I finally played the 2023 remake of one of my favorite games of all time. EA Motive's Dead Space remake. Shout out, by the way, to Outer Haven's Keith Mitchell for giving me this game a little over a year ago. And just like I did back in 2009 when I purchased it for my OG Xbox 360, I played this game next to my favorite person with all the lights off. And guess to the shock of no one, the remake is amazing. The quality of life improvements, the voice acting added to Isaac from returning actor Gunnar Wright, and the updated engine made for such an awesome experience. But with a bit of bittersweet sadness as of this recording, EA has canceled both a remake to 2011's Dead Space 2 and, quote, an entirely different sequel due to what they considered lackluster sales. Who knows what the future holds for this beloved series? Hopefully soon, they can make us whole again. Number 3. June 2023, during Xbox's Summer Showcase, we got our first look at Compulsion Games' next outing in the Southern Gothic, South of Midnight. From jump, I knew this was going to be a special game. From the visuals, the lead character, and the unique setting, I felt like Microsoft had a hit on their hands. Fast forward 2 years later, through the power of Xbox Game Pass, I got to dive into the beautifully crafted world of Prospero, as our protagonist Hazel looks for her mother, uncovers family secrets, and comes to her own as a leader. Without going too much into the story, they told a beautifully crafted story at that, and had such an engaging gameplay hook. If you haven't gotten a chance to play it, please do so, especially with the release of it coming to PS5 and Switch 2 at some point this year. It's a must play. Number 2. Hideo Kojima is seen by some as a weirdo, while others view him as a visionary. I typically fall in the latter category, but both can be true at the same time. And that is no more apparent in Death Stranding 1 and 2. Now, is it a cop-out to put both games on this list together? Probably, but fuck you, this is my list. When you hear the concept of what Death Stranding is, it sounds so strange. You play as Sam Porter Bridges, on the base level, a delivery man who is tasked to reconnecting the United States, now called the United Cities of America, in Death Stranding 1. And in Death Stranding 2, you're reconnecting Australia. But it's so much more than that. Without giving away some of the twists and turns, the series will show you it is an incredibly beautiful, and the main concept of reconnecting a fractured society is amazing. The music choices are also just outstanding and great, and they have a special vibe to them. When going into Death Stranding 2, all the things that made Part 1 great are even heightened by the new amazing characters like Tomorrow and Dollman, and even better combat design to make it closer to what Metal Gear fans are used to with their Kojima games. Now, mileage may vary if you're not a fan of Kojima, but I feel like Death Stranding 1 and 2 are amazing games, and you should absolutely pick them up whenever you can. Before we wrap up my Game of the Year 2025, I want to give a shout out to 2 honorable mentions. First up, Polish developer Blooper Team had an immense task remaking one of gaming's classics in Silent Hill 2. Coming off my previous exposure to them in 2019's Blair Witch game, I was worried about how the studio would adapt it. Full disclosure, I am a fan of the Blair Witch game, but it felt like some of the concepts were underbaked and not properly conveyed to the player. But seeing review scores and word of mouth from some of my friends, I jumped into the game and was very happy taking a trip to the eerie town of Silent Hill and getting into the shoes of James Sutherland. Well, as excited as one can be going through this insane town and unraveling the trauma James has suffered and has inflicted. While Silent Hill purists will stick to the original 2001 game, I think Blooper Team did a great job, and I'm eagerly awaiting for another trailer for their next remake, Silent Hill 1. Developed by Swedish studio Wrong Organ, Mouthwashing showed how strong the indie game scene is, especially when it comes to horror. When it first booted up, I was amazed by the retro PS1-esque graphics and enthralled by its unique storytelling. It felt like a good book you can't put down, or the perfect show that as soon as you see a cliffhanger, you need to start the next episode. While it tackled very heavy subjects including essay and self-harm, it never felt tasteless and left me with such an uneasing feeling once my 5.5 hours were over. I can't wait to see what's next for this wonderful studio. Number 1. Like many of my friends here at Point in Progress, it's going to come as no surprise what my number 1 game of the year is. First revealed at the 2024 Xbox Showcase, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is simply amazing. Full stop. When the trailer was shown off, I didn't expect to see a love letter to Japanese turn-based RPGs like Persona, Dragon Quest, and my beloved Final Fantasy from a Western developer. The game's visuals were beautiful, and the dark story they were showing us was such a great standout. Developed by ex-Ubisoft developers who were bored by just continuing to create for franchises like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed every year. The group at Sandfall decided to create a new IP and branch off on their own. And what was delivered was a tour de force game that gave me not only some of the coolest moments and game designs, but one of the most incredible stories. Not only in my opinion in modern RPGs, but in all of gaming in general. Expedition 33 has earned so many awards, and the developers truly deserve all the praise they are getting. Just like my compatriot Fee, this is a game where we have no problem recommending to anyone, but it is also one you don't want to push on other people who are ready to jump into a dense RPG like this. So if you're on the fence, do me a favor. When you are ready, take your time and jump into the world of Lumiere and fight the Paintress. For those who come after. And that's it. That is Game of the Year 2025 for all of Point in Progress. Thank you so much for sticking with us this week. It's a little later than we would hope for, I think, initially when we played this up. Trust me, we had the best intentions when we were trying to work this out for Game of the Year. But this is my annual little rambling section at the end of the video where you guys get to see the cool video I made for the intro and outro. I love that thing. Shout out to Fee for the logo, and Sly and Frank and Fee for the notes, tweaking the video. But yeah, this is it. 2025. What an incredible year, both personally and gaming. Gamingly, is that a word? That's a word. I'm gonna make it a word. But personally, yeah, it's been a crazy year for me. I've been very lucky and proud to have so many cool things happen in my life. It's been very stressful. Life-wise, but video games have been really cool, as you guys can see from all our list. Specifically, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Who would figure a game of the year for so many outlets will also be basically Point in Progress Game of the Year. It's very interesting. But yeah, it's been a really cool year, and I'm really glad that we've grown. We've taken a lot of breaks for mental health and us having real people jobs, and me personally being a father of 2, a husband, and all that other stuff. I'm assuming so. I'm really glad for everyone who stays with us and rocks with us and checks out the shows and comments and all that stuff. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that we put into it, and I'm really glad to be surrounded by these people, and I've been blessed to be just part of this group, and the cool opportunities we got. This year being, judges again for the Indie Game Awards. Shout out to 6-1 Indie. Being part of that process was incredible. Just even, steal a line from Hamilton. I just want to be in the room where it happens, right? I'm just working creatively, trying to figure out what year 5 and moving forward is going to be for Point in Progress. I've been very lucky, and I've been very welcomed here by everyone, and me and Sly killing it on DC Graduates. You should definitely check that out. Links are down below. You should check it out. You're already in the best place. Come on, you're already youtube.com/pointofprogress. But everyone, just seeing like Fee do her own thing, on her Twitch channel, and seeing Frank do his compilation videos and like the things we've been cooking up and we're gonna start releasing soon. It's just been incredible. Like, what awesome creative people out there, and Sly just being always just partner in crime. Whether it be DC Graduates or just in Point of Progress stuff, and Harv doing his crazy Souls game stuff over his Twitch. He's like on all the time. I feel like he's doing crazy ass runs. I think he might have played Elden Ring more than anybody in the universe. Don't quote me on that, but unofficially, I'm gonna say that. Yeah, man, it's a lot of ums. This is really when I didn't write this down. I just want to shoot from the hip. It's awesome. The video games are awesome. Talking about video games is awesome. Being in a field where we can have fun and have these cool discussions and rave about some of the games that we love this year and why we love them and what they hit for us. It's just been really cool. So thank you again, everyone. From me, your doctor recommended dose of nerdiness, aka your nerd today, Carlos Rodriguez. Thank you so much, my ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary people. And for that, progress has been made.
Started out small to a real bond, cause we're brothers first, cause we're been through a lot, but it ain't over, we gon' keep it.
You'll always be with me.
Change the game without even knowing.
And you'll always be my brother.
How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be there for the last ride. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride. Started out small to a real bond, cause we're brothers first, cause we're been through a lot, but it ain't over, we gon' keep it.
You'll always be with me.